Southern Pacific's cab Fords are one of the most unique and well-known articulated locomotives in the history of American railroading. The design was first implemented on a Southern Pacific articulated locomotive in 1909, as a response to health and safety concerns regarding asphyxiation of the crews in the tunnels over Donner Pass. The last run of one of these massive AC-class articulateds took place on November 30th and December 1st of 1957. At Sacramento, SP Alco S2 1352 is seen switching SP 4274's consist into place. This massive AC-11 class 4882, a product of the Baldwin Locomotive Works in 1943, will lead this special train dubbed the Sierra Daylight from Sacramento to Reno and return. The trip is being sponsored by the California-Nevada Railroad Historical Society. "4274 eases out of the servicing tracks and backs onto its consist. "4274 crosses Arcade Creek as it races east alongside Roseville Road. "4274 takes a serious run at the hill as it races through Rockland. Penryn is the stop of the first photo run-by. The rail fans have gathered up on the grassy hillside as 4274 accelerates its train east, with the firemen running rich on the oil, providing a dark plume of smoke for the photographers. After the run-by, everybody clambers back onto the train and 4274 continues east. "4274 puts on a dramatic performance in two different vignettes as it heads through Alta. The climb continues as the 4274 whistles through Emigrant Gap. climb is almost over for 4274 as it works its way through Soda Springs. East of Truckee, 4274 makes quick work of the 10-car consist as it rolls downgrade into Reno. "4274 has arrived into Reno, and the passengers will spend the night in nearby hotels, where they will spend a night of drinking, gambling, and, well, just a night in Nevada." "4274 was part of the next-to-last batch of cab Fords ordered by the Southern Pacific, and was one of a line of 257 engines of this design. As we see the engine being serviced during the overnight layover in Reno, the era of massive articulated steam locomotives pulling trains eastward out of California has come to an end. After the overnight layover and servicing, the 4274 is seen backing to its consist in Sparks. At Reno, the crowd of passengers and onlookers crowd the grade crossing in front of the depot as 4274 idles by, awaiting its departure. Running as number 27, the Westbound Overland Limited, the 4274 whistles out of Reno as she makes her way up the gentle eastern slope for the final time. Pacing continues near Glenshire as the train rolls into Truckee. We see the reason why the Southern Pacific came up with the cab Fords as the engine worked its way in and out of the snow sheds on the number 1 track at Norden. Approaching Emigrant Gap, it's riding the brake shoes as the train smokes down grade. In two different vignettes, 4274 rolls over the long ravine trestle and over the Carpenter Road grade crossing. "4274 pops out of Tunnel 18 and rolls past the Newcastle Depot. The sun has set both literally and figuratively as 4274 rolls into Sacramento. The fate of the last cab forward over Donner Pass was sealed when it was scrapped in April of 1959. The last cab forward built and the last steam locomotive built new for the Southern Pacific in March of 1944 was donated to the city of Sacramento in 1958. The engine was first put on display with Southern Pacific's first locomotive, the C.P. Huntington, in front of the Sacramento Depot on I Street. However, after the construction of the freeway on-ramp from I Street onto I-5, the engine was put into storage at the Sacramento shops. With the groundbreaking of the California State Railroad Museum's Railroad History Building in 1978, a new life for 4294's retirement emerged. The engine was cosmetically restored and put on display inside the California State Railroad Museum, where today it stands as the lone survivor of Southern Pacific steam's superpower, where previous generations can remember and new generations can learn about the might and brute force of superpower steam that once pulled trains over Donner Pass.